10 years ago this month, on June 27, 2008, a little doe-eyed trash compactor robot fell in love with a probe from an intergalactic cruise ship, and audiences all over the world fell in love with the both of them. That robot was WallE, and it's crazy to think that it's been a full decade since Pixar unleashed their love of all things bot stuff on the world. But not everyone saw WallE as this charming love story with a strong anti-consumerism and pro-environmentalist message. In fact, one fan theory claims that WallE isn't a cute little robot with the love of Hello Dolly at all, but rather, he's Satan incarnate. Does this theory hold water, or is it a bigger pile of garbage than WallE's homeworld? That's exactly what we're going to find out in today's episode of The Dan Cave. First posited by Redditor Vexelius back in 2017, the theory claims that while many people view WallE as, quote, a messianic figure, someone who sacrificed himself in order to save mankind then comes back from the dead, end quote, he actually has more in common with Satan as depicted in the book of Genesis. Now, it sounds crazy, but he actually lays out a surprisingly compelling argument compared to typical readings of WallE, so let's look at the evidence. In WallE, mankind has left their ruined planet behind, where they now live on a giant interstellar cruise ship floating through space. The humans are all incredibly obese and weak thanks to a combination of microgravity, a lack of exercise, a deeply unhealthy diet, and a perpetually sedentary lifestyle. While Pixar probably intended this to serve as a castigation of things like corporatism, consumerism, and the way we treat our bodies, the theory argues that one could view the Axiom and ships like it as paradise. It's a place without war, politics, religion, strife, hunger, or any of the problems that plague us humans here on Earth. But all of that changes when WallE arrives. When WallE arrives on the Axiom, he brings along a seedling that he found on Earth, evidence of mankind's derelict homeworld being able to support life once more. But when parsed through the lens of Genesis, this can be seen as WallE fulfilling the role of the serpent, giving Eve a seedling, or the fruit of knowledge of good and evil, which in turn prompts the captain to try and bring mankind back to Earth. Now, previously, the captain was content to lead a blissful life of ignorance, shepherding mankind on this endless pleasure cruise aboard a state-of-the-art paradisical luxury liner. But when he was burdened with knowledge, he was consumed by a desire to leave paradise and bring mankind outside the garden back to Earth. Now, according to the theory, just as Adam and Eve realized they were naked after eating the forbidden fruit, so too did the captain lose his innocence. Now, it all boils down to this, and I quote, "We have an entity, WallE/Satan, who gives an object, seedling/apple, to a robot/woman named Eve, which starts a chain of events that leads to mankind losing a paradise and getting stranded in Earth." Indeed, by the end of the movie, mankind has made its return to Earth, but they no longer lead an easygoing, carefree lifestyle. Now they have to perform backbreaking labor in order to bring Earth back to a habitable state, leaving the relative paradise of the Axiom behind. Now, inevitably, this will lead to inequity and resource disparity, which in turn will lead to conflict, strife, and jealousy, which will lead to anger, hatred, and perhaps war, and it could mean the eventual redestruction of planet Earth as we know it. And then, once more, humans will be forced to leave their homeworld behind, floating through space in search of a better life, seeking the paradise they lost after the plant bearer tempted Eve and led their people to utter ruin. Wow. So there you have it, WallE, destroyer of worlds, prince of darkness, and scourge of mankind. But what do you think? Do you dig this fan theory? What's your favorite weird Disney Pixar fan theory? Let me know in the comments below and give me a secretly satanic thumbs up while you're there. Now be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, or else you might miss next week's episode, all about the story of a dinosaur trainer and a theme park operations manager who must return to an ill-advised amusement park to save the true King of England from a bunch of bank robbers trying to hack his gold in Jurassic World: Fallen King Arthur: Legend of the Swordfish. Until next time, keep on digging. Let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? At Jetpack Paul asks, which Marvel mutant would be the best roommate? Which one would be the worst? Great question, Paul. Since I tend to run very, very hot, I would want to be roommates with Bobby Drake, aka Iceman. That way he could air condition the room for us without us incurring a massive electric bill. And he's like always cracking wise, so I bet we'd have like a lot of fun bits. Just be ice bros. Anyway, as for the worst, probably, I don't know, Cyclops? He seems like kind of a jerk and he's always like neck deep in some kind of drama, which frankly, I do not have time in my life for that right now. So there you have it. But tell me, which mutants would make the best and worst roommates? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.